It has been ages since we discovered that Earth is actually round rather than a flat piece of land. However, there are some theories discovered regarding the concept of a flat Earth that need to be bashed, and we have an explanation for every theory. This is according to science, and today we are going to tell you the top 10 things Flat Earth believes. Number 10. The Earth's gravity is just a mere illusion. One of the biggest debates amongst Flat Earth believers and scientists is the existence of gravity. According to the Flat Earth believers, objects do not accelerate downward. Instead, Earth's disk accelerates upward at 32 feet per second, which is squared at 9.8 meters per second long, powered up by a mysterious force called dark energy. There is a controversy among flat earthers on whether or not Einstein's theory of relativity allows Earth to accelerate indefinitely upward without the world ultimately reaching the speed of light. Acceleration requires some force, which is how things move on this planet, but flat earthers suggest that things fall down because of density and buoyancy. However, these are not some forms of forces because force requires magnitude and vector, suggesting the fact that they have to point somewhere, while density and buoyancy don't point anywhere. Everything that moves down does so because of the presence of a downward force where the heavier object displaces the lighter one. So, bashing their theory of the absence of gravity, it is just a downward force that acts toward the core of Earth, and in order to go against it, one has to put in a force of a larger magnitude. Number 9. Why is the sun closer to Earth during winters? When the sun is closer to Earth, the same amount of heat is distributed to a larger area, thus lowering the overall temperature of the area. So it doesn't matter if the sun is closer to Earth during winters because winters at the northern hemisphere means summers at the southern hemisphere. If the Earth was flat, then it would have been the same throughout the globe. Number 8. Believe in scientism. They often refer to science as a religion where people believe in their theories. Well, science is all about proving the theory with experiments, and if you can't prove yourself, it can't be official and valid. Number 7. How can we see flat land if Earth is round? Another question that most flat earthers pose is that if Earth is actually round, then how come we can see distant objects and land in a straight view? Why do we witness flat land and plateaus if Earth is not flat? Most of them would argue over the concept of calculating Earth's curvature by using the 8 inches per mile squared. However, none of them would exactly have an explanation for using this figure because honestly, nothing can be calculated using this value. People associate it with the curvature because it's a parabolic, but even if the parabolic graph is rotated upside down, it still doesn't fit the Earth's shape. So, this theory is completely out of question when talking about Earth's curvature and calculating it. Flat earthers often associate their reasonings and arguments to this sectic method, an opposite road to the scientific method. It is because of this method they get wrong values regarding Earth's curvature and suggest that they shouldn't see objects at a distance unless the Earth is flat. Number 6. Moonlight is cold. Suggesting the idea of Earth being flat, a lot of believers say that the area where moonlight lands tends to be cooler than the one where it can't reach. Contrary to their beliefs, it is not like so. One may find the temperature comparatively higher under a lawn umbrella at night than under direct moonlight because the umbrella protects us from the heat throughout the day but traps it in the material and releases it at night. Number 5. Water does not curve. Another interesting question they put up is regarding the shape of water. Their argument states that since water takes the shape of its container, and if the Earth is round, then how come we see water in the oceans with a straight level? As a counter-argument, scientists often suggest viewing a drop of water to get over the confusion. If we put a drop of water on a waxy platform, it takes up the form of a sphere with a curved top. Not only that, but water curves in every situation. If you notice, clear water in a glass beaker, the upper and lower meniscus can be observed in a curved form. The waves, when getting larger, are always in a curved form. All of this goes against flat earthers' arguments. Just like every other matter, water is subjected to external forces like electromagnetic forces and internal cohesive bonds between oxygen and hydrogen, which is why it forms its shape as a curved matter. Even water on the surface of the oceans is in the form of waves that is curved too. Number 4. How can an atmosphere exist next to a vacuum? Often people without much scientific education end up arguing over the existence of vacuum next to the atmosphere. This is mainly due to the image of a vacuum cleaner inside our heads. Vacuum simply means a space with no matter in it, not something that sucks up everything that comes close to it. Space is said to have vacuum because there is very little to no stuff in it, unlike Earth that has air. So the idea of having a vacuum that is slowly sucking Earth towards it, making it bend into a flat disk, is a mildly pointless idea, and the existence of atmosphere is only a result of the presence of gravity. Number 3. The giant walls of ice in the Antarctica are the real edges of the world. A lot of flat Earth believers suggest that beyond the gigantic ice walls of Antarctica is the edge of the world, and the climate and living conditions are harsh so nobody would cross it and jump into the space. Well, hate to break it to you, but this is not the case. The North and South Poles are just opposite each other, and the giant walls of ice are a result of precipitation and freezing of water over thousands of years. A lot of climbers have climbed the walls and managed to reach the other side without falling off the edge. Well, another theory bashed. Number 2. Rivers can't flow uphill. A lot of believers say that rivers cannot flow uphill and therefore the earth cannot be round. In response to that, nothing is exactly upside down in space. Whichever way one walks is the right way. We can't expect people on the other side of the world to walk sideways or upside down. The concept of uphill and downhill is not valid because the earth is rotating all the time, which means if something were uphill earlier, it could be downhill the next hour. What happens is that water flows from higher elevation to a lower elevation, and that has nothing to do with the concept of a flat earth or a round earth. Up on earth is away from the surface of earth wherever you are. Number 1. The conspiracy theory. One of the hottest topics today is the conspiracy theories linked to Earth's shape. A lot of them suggest that the governments have a bigger plan behind portraying the ball-shaped Earth through the satellites while they hide their weapons in the gigantic ice walls in the Arctic Circle. Well, it's just an argument, nothing else. These were the top 10 things Flat Earth believes, and if you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to hit the like button, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the blue icon to stay up to date with our latest videos.